Hi, I'm Lisa Magnuson, founder and CEO of Top Line Sales, and also the landing seven-figure deal expert. We have a great session today, and you are going to come away from this very short video session with a full understanding of what we did to land a $40 million deal. So stay with us because we are going to go through from beginning to end what happened with tons of examples. So you might be saying to yourself, if you're a VP of sales or a savvy sales manager or a enterprise salesperson, gosh, I don't think, $40 million, that really doesn't apply to me. But what we're going to talk about today is exactly the same steps and exactly the same scenario as a $250,000 deal. Any big deal I call 5X deals. What that means is they're about 5 times your average deal size. Why is that important? Because you have to do different things when you have a 5X opportunity. When you have a 5X prospect, you have to go through your whole normal sales process, but do a lot of extra work. So we're going to talk about what that was. Don't be intimidated by the 40 million, but really everything we're going to talk about applies to your situation, no matter what a 5X deal means to you. All right, let's dig in. Let me sort of lay the scenario of this $40 million deal. This was one of my clients, and all their deals were big deals. They're in the shipbuilding and construction business. So all of their deals were big deals. And for this particular one, it was a brand new prospect. So we were starting from scratch. The VP of sales that I was working with had some contacts, but not an established relationship. And as a matter of fact, their prospect really liked one of their competitors better for lots of really solid reasons. So we were going into this opportunity, brand new opportunity, kind of a little bit behind the 8 ball. And we knew we needed to work hard and double down on every single interaction and also on all the strategy work we were going to do to make sure that we covered all of our strategy bases and made every single meeting incredibly meaningful. So where did we start? Well, we basically gathered the account team, and what that looked like for their organization was the business development person. It was the estimating department. It was the project management group, and it was some key executives from their company, and that sort of formed that internal account team that we were going to work with to really develop the strategy. And that way, by pulling that group together early, everybody was in the boat. They knew what the opportunity was. They knew it was going to be hard. They knew that the prospect favored one of their competitors, and they were signed up for all the work that was going to happen. So what did that account team do? They basically dove into the strategy work. So we started by assessing the relationships that we had. And then we thought about the relationships that we were going to need. And we did that by thinking about other opportunities that they had that were sort of similar. And in those opportunities, they knew they needed, 4 or 5 different relationships. And they really only had the one. So then we really set about trying to figure out who those people were and how we were going to meet them and cultivate that relationship over time. So we did that work, and all of that resulted in action items and activities. Then we really did a SWOT. And we looked at strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, both from my client's perspective, but also from their prospect's perspective. So what did the prospect know about their strengths? Not a lot. What did the prospect see as weaknesses of their company? What did the prospect see as threats to making a change, going in a different direction, trying a new vendor? And so we really looked at that SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, from both my client's perspective and the prospect's perspective. And that revealed some really important insights that we really used throughout the entire sales process and kept coming back to. We also, because we knew that the prospect preferred one of their competitors, we just dove hard into competitive analysis on especially this competitor, but we knew there'd be a couple others as well. Um, who were they? What were they about? We really dove into every aspect of them we could think about. And then we thought, okay, what can we do to win? What can we do to overcome, that competitor and really show the differentiators of why we were better and different than them. So we developed those things, and those played out over time. We also developed our overall strategy. We developed our initial win themes being the intersection of their prospects' priorities and their strengths as a company. And those became kind of the custom differentiators. And there was a couple of those that really helped block that big competitor. So we got a little bit lucky in that. And then once we sort of did all that strategy work over time, and this was over months. As a matter of fact, the strategy work never stopped until we got that contract. So it was strategy, insights that came from the strategy, actions, and then go back every time we learn something, more strategy, more actions, more applying what we knew and what we learned. So we did that, including intense pre-call planning for every single prospect conversation. So by doing that intense pre-call planning every time, we were able to think about, hey, you know what? What if we brought an executive in on this call? Or what if we offered to do an on-site tour? And what if that on-site tour included some executive interactions from their executive team and my client's executive team? And by setting that up, we were really setting up this situation where their prospects started to become more and more comfortable with them, saw their strong points, saw that they could cover the things that they really liked about their competitor, and started to get really excited over time about doing business with my client. So then we got to the proposal stage. Well, for this opportunity, that meant an RFP. So now we had to add to our account team, and they had resources that really took the lead when there was a huge RFP like this. And so those resources went to work, but they went to work inside of our strategy. And what that really looked like was, by the time we went into the RFP, we had had lots of activity, lots of interactions, and we really had a handle on those win themes. Again, the priorities of that prospect and the strengths that my client could bring to bear, that intersection are those win themes. So we really put a lot of time into saying, what were those 3 or 4 win themes that we're going to concentrate on in this RFP and keep coming back to, and offer what I call evidence, but which could be examples or statistics or mention of similar situations, which we did a lot of. So the RFP was, as they always are, an in-depth and intense process, and especially that executive summary letter. We really put so much time into that to make sure that it was not generic in any way, but absolutely hit the mark. And they won. We won. It was a $40 million deal, even big for them. And their whole team was thrilled, from the executives, the top executives in their company, to the estimating group, to the project management group, everybody that had formed that account team 9 months earlier, and all those people that were involved in the development of that proposal during the RFP process. They all celebrated and were so excited about the win. And the coup de grace in this story, which is just amazing, is that my client went on to start implementing their solution. And within 90 days of them having that contract and starting the implementation, they got a referral from that brand new customer for another customer that was almost exactly like them. So all of that work paid off in spades, both for the $40 million deal and the add on business that they all of a sudden had access to. So, this is a huge win, a huge 5x, probably more than 5x win. And it was so fun after a long 9 months to really ring the bell with that client and their team and understand how important that was for that company. So that can be your success story. That it might be a $250,000 5x opportunity for you, but the same components are there: the time, the relationships, the strategy work, never leaving, taking your eye off the ball, just being totally focused on that opportunity. Um, can be exactly the same for you. And really, all of those components are part of what I call a 5x deal success system. And I'm going to show you a graphic here. I know you can't see the details, but what this engine is, it's all the components that are needed to win those 5x deals and to win them repeatedly. And these components are taken from my book, The Top Sales Leader Playbook. And this book includes 16 plays that go into depth with examples and coaches. And each of those plays really forms that wheel. And if you decide to invest in this book, it's available on Amazon. You can also visit my website, www.toplinesales.com, and click through to Amazon there or go directly to Amazon. But if you decide to invest in this book, which I would highly recommend if you are interested in big deals in your company, then save your Amazon receipt number and you can get this, excuse me, this success system as a free exclusive gift, as a download. It becomes a 4-page assessment that you can use for your organization. Super valuable. I use it with my clients all the time. The other thing that you'll find on my website, if you're looking for more, is you can sign up for my Top Line Tips newsletter, which is always full of great resources. You can sign up for my Bright Talk webinars. I'm on the Sales Expert channel, as you know, with a monthly show. And you can also find this customer case study, which is the case study that we just went through. The $40 million case study that we just went through is there on my website as a free download. So thank you. I hope this was beneficial for you in your journey to win 5x deals repeatedly.